What's up, world? This is Lee coming to you for my very, very first blog, vlog, podcast, call it what you will. This is where I will be talking about knitting, cross-stitch, crocheting, sometimes spinning wheel right up there. Very, very rarely used. So, why am I doing this? One word. Well, more one sentence. There's a pandemic going on. I think you might have heard. Means I've been stuck in my house since I lost my job back in March. Very nice job. Very much liked the job. It was a fibery job. Now I speak to no one about my fibery things. Except my cats. And my cats, well, I think they're up with, they're done. They are just done with listening to me. Maybe. Maybe they're not. I mean, I have one looking at me right now, as if I'm insane, which I've been talking to cats for the last 6 months. I possibly am. Anyhow, like I said, this is my very first episode, so please forgive every single mistake, because I will make them all. Of that, I am assured. So, I'm doing this because of the pandemic, yes. So, you can thank the pandemic for this, or curse it. I thank the pandemic for losing my job. Thanks. Really didn't need that. I thank the pandemic for keeping me inside with my cats for months. Thanks. I do actually thank the pandemic for having me move, which is what I did in July. My husband and I sold our house that we'd been living in for 18 years, packed up in the middle of a pandemic, and moved 5 miles west. I live in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Normally, it is quite beautiful. Today, we have smoke brought to us by fires. So many fires. I am, luckily, nowhere near any of the evacuation zones, so I am perfectly safe other than the fact that you can taste the air. Lovely. Enough babbling, enough about all of that. So, again, here I am. Like I said, I will be talking about knitting, some crochet every once in a while, some spinning every once in a while, and cross-stitch. I used to cross-stitch a lot, a whole lot. Then it all got packed away when I moved back from Europe. And then I moved here, like I said, back in July. When you pack, you go through all of your stuff again. And guess what I found? I found all my cross-stitch. I have a lot. So I kind of got interested in it again. Started stitching again. Been knitting for a while. And yeah. So since I have no one to actually talk to about all this stuff, instead of talking to the cats, will talk to a camera. And maybe some people will listen. The cats sure don't. Anyhow. Figured I would just start with showing you just a couple of things on my needles. 1 or 2 things that I'm currently working on. This is the current pile, not the naughty pile. Oh, yay, you can't see the naughty pile. The naughty pile's right over here. It's where all the projects go to live when they've misbehaved. So, right now I have a hoe, half-finished object. These are my hedgerow socks by Jane Cochran. They are in the Desert Vista Dye Works Viso yarn. And this is the colorway Stranger Things. I have been doing the Desert Vista Dye Works Knit a Sock a Month. It is September. So far, I have knit a pair of socks a month. Feeling pretty good. Like I said, that is a hoe. Here is the other half. We'll see when I finish that. Well, by the end of the month. That is when I will finish that. And then I also have, if I can find it, yes, my Everyday Slouchy Beanie. Now this was a project that I started when I was still working. Like I said, I worked in a yarn store, and sadly the pandemic has, well, the yarn store is no longer open to the public. It's online only, and since I was someone in the store, they didn't need me anymore. Really sad. It was a great job. Absolutely fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic place. Regardless, I was working on this while I was there because I would help people with their projects, and when they were just sitting and needing no help, I would stitch on this. It is the Everyday Slouchy Beanie by Dragon Horde Designs. And, ooh, wow, yeah. Blistering progress. I have pretty much not picked this up since I lost my job. It's kind of depressing to knit on right now, to be honest. But hopefully, I will get over that. I am knitting it in Manos del Uruguay Alegria in the No-Book colorway, and in Shibui Silk Cloud in Mineral. You hold two skeins together. This is the second skein. It's not attached right now. I really do have the other skein attached, I promise. It's in there. And those are being held together, and it will make a wonderful, squishy, fuzzy, soft hat eventually. It is currently living in my It's Too People-y Out bag. Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, yeah, sort of, it is. I mean, people should be staying home. There's a pandemic going on. You should stay home, people. Just stay home. If you have to go out, wear a mask. No one's wearing a mask. So, I guess, yeah, it is kind of too people-y out. Sort of. As you can see, it's lived in here for a while. When it was too people-y out. Sad. Next project I am working on. Let me reach. It's hard, farther away than I thought. I am working on the Crown Wools by Casapinka, and I am using Fibers Studio yarns in their Caribbean Storm colorway. Sorry, I have my notes down on the ground, and I have yet to figure out how to read my notes and look at the camera at the same time. Like I said, first episode. Need some leeway. Just a lot. Anyway, this is where I am on this. Had this kit up for ages and really enjoying the gradient. It will eventually go into a gray gradient, which, moving on into the fall in the Pacific Northwest, seems appropriate. We used to have blue sky. Yellow works, right? Anyhow, this is living in my Matterroot Maine bag, covered in cat hair. Yeah, I left this on the floor. It's flannel. I left it on the floor. Yeah, that was a mistake. Cats. Gotta love them. Right? Oh, that's not going to close, so put it there. I have another sock on the go because I only have one pair when you can have two. This is, what's this one called? Little Moments by Lisa Ross. I am currently knitting it. Yes, I have actually put this down a little bit. There's a lot of twisted stitches. It was bothering my wrist a bit, so I put it down for a little bit. I'm hoping to get back into it soon. It's also toe-up. I don't really like toe-up socks. Occasionally I'll do them anyway because, well, the pattern's pretty, and I really liked this pattern. Like I said, this is Little Moments, and I am doing this in Leading Men Fiber Arts in their on their Showstopper base in blue steel. And this is the sock. Look at those lovely little leaves going up. Isn't that lovely? Look at all those twisted stitches. Isn't that lovely? All the way around. And then all the way around. Twisted stitches for days and days and days. I am knitting these on double point needles on my splurge from back when I still had a job. Yes, signature needles. I love them. Love. I no longer have a knitting job. I no longer have a job. I will not be buying more signature needles. But oh, will I enjoy these. And I do. They're amazing. I like sharp needles. Sharp needles, twisted stitches. It's the way to go. Way to go. Anyway, this is the first time I've really used much of this yarn, the Leading Men Fiber Arts yarn. And I really am enjoying their Showstopper base. It is nice and squishy, and the definition. Look at that definition. I mean, look at that. Amazing. Really like it. Nice color too. So, only that sock so far. Getting close to the end. But yeah, bugging the wrist, so it had to go away for a little while. I also am working on a gnome. I made a gnome back when the Nice to Know Me by Sarah Shira, when she was doing the Nice to Know You 2 project, when it was the Mystery Knit Along. I made one, and I showed it out on my family's public, on my Facebook. My sister saw it, and she went, "You made a gnome? I want a gnome. I like that gnome." And so I asked her, hypothetically, if she were to have a gnome, what colors would that gnome live in? And she told me, burgundy. So, burgundy and purple, I believe. So, I had to start knitting my sister a gnome. I mean, why not? This is living in my Puget Sound LYS tour, 15 years. With all the shops on it. Yeah, that didn't happen this year. That was for this year. Thanks, COVID. Thanks. No yarn crawl this year. Sad. So I've started this gnome. Have not finished her. She is in purples and burgundies, and I'm just using random bits and bobs of yarn. I don't know what they are. I don't know what. Other than fingering weight held together, I'm just grabbing stuff out of my stash, the little bits and pieces. So here is the gnome so far. As you can see, there's no face. There's no beard. The gnome is kind of sad. Kind of embarrassed. I shouldn't be showing her, but the odds of my sister watching this, or honestly, anyone else watching this, is pretty low. So, I don't think I have to worry about her seeing this before I send it to her for Christmas. Yes, the gnome will be finished by Christmas. I really enjoy these gnomes. She makes really fun gnomes. I have plans to make many more gnomes. So far I have 2. This will be sent to my sister. And there will be more. They're just cute. I mean, it's a gnome. That will be going to my sister for Christmas. I hope she enjoys it. I think she will. It'll be good. And the last thing that I'm currently working on knit-wise is, well, I was telling you about how I have all those bits and bobs and pieces of yarn that's been left over from projects because I've been knitting for 10 odd years and some stash. And you don't even see the bags of extra and the other, and there's some over, and there's a bin over here, and there's a cotton over there, and there's some cones over there. I have plenty of yarn. Yes, I'm still buying yarn. Anyhow, I'm doing a Cozy Memories blanket because, again, all those leftovers. So this is, here it is. Woo! That's the row I'm working on right now. And yep. I really love working on this blanket. I work on it on Sundays. There's, yeah, there goes the name. There is a person on YouTube who does Scrappy Sundays. And the name, poof, gone. It's Crazy Sock Lady. Got it. She does the Scrappy Sunday thing. Kind of encourages you to work on your scrappy projects once a week, which is good. I literally had one row on this done for months. Never did anything else on it. Then I started working on it almost every single Sunday, and wow, progress, amazing. You make progress when you work on your projects. Who knew? Yeah, everyone knew, eh? Everyone. So those are all my current projects. Oh, and this is living in this delightful bag. Yes, look at it. Giant, enormous. It's from Slip Stitch Studios, and it is, yes, good omens. Yes. Uh-huh. And you want to know why I really just had to get this? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. The cord. It's burning. Yes. And the tape tag. You gotta love it. Huge bag needed for a huge project. So that's what I work on Sundays. We'll see how I get. We'll see where we get. Now, I do have plans. Oh, plans. So many. Oh, so many plans. But this is a likely to be started somewhat soon plan if I can wrap my brain around. Well, I can normally wrap my brain around it, but I have pandemic brain and it doesn't work as well anymore. So things I have normally found easy or easy enough to do in my knitting, having a little bit more problem. This is all to say, I have a plan to start a project that normally I would have already started, would already be working on. Be fabulous. But right now my brain cannot wrap itself around the fact that I have to actually think. Yeah. Knitting, thinking, who knew? I want to make Kim Hargrave's Darkness. So squishy, so warm, so wonderful. I have been planning to make this for about 3 months. I am planning to knit it in the Rowan Brushed Fleece in the lovely, beautiful colorway 267. Yes, isn't that just a gorgeous name? 267. Beautiful. Anyway, it's the Ready Black. Love it. So where have I gotten? 3 months. 3 months working on this project. You want to see? It's really exciting. My swatch. Yeah, that's it. Swatch. Washed and blocked. Yeah. because of that whole and do the opposite on the other side part of the instructions. You know, the opposite on the other side. Something I have done before. Something I normally don't have a problem with. Right now, not happening. So, let's watch. I did get gauge. I got gauge on the right needles, or the called for needles. That doesn't happen. You'll notice 2 gauge watches. I did what I expected, what normally I have to do, which is go up a needle size. That's always what I have to do. So, that's as far as I've gotten. Knowing me and my amazing talents, I will decide that next July would be the perfect time to really sit down, pull this whole thing out, all 13, 14 balls of brushed fleece, and decide, yes, now that it is January and 90 degrees out, now is the time to knit a giant oversized coat in wool. Maybe not. This is currently living in my fat squirrel bag, the only one I have. But, I had to buy the national parks. Yes, the national parks. Yes. I mean, I can't travel. I can't go anywhere. I can barely go to the store. To be honest, in this smoke, I can't even get to the mailbox. It's too far. Lungs won't deal with it. Not good. So, I'll travel vicariously through photos. Too fun. Love it. So yes, when will you see that one again? Who knows? Hopefully soon. Knowing me, you'll see like 7 other cast-ons before I get to that one, even though that's the one I really actually want to start next. Because why actually knit on the things you want to have finished and wear when you can go, ooh, look at that shiny. I'd rather knit on that. Ooh, look at that one too. Hey, I've got some yarn for that. Why don't I do that? Like I said, the naughty pile. Sometimes the naughty pile is also, I just didn't want to work on it. Like this. That. We're not going to talk of those projects. At least not today. So, that is more or less all the knitting that I have right now. And, yeah, maybe next I film my 2nd episode. Gasp, shock, amaze. There will be progress on, well, at least the hedgerow socks. Maybe the blanket. If I'm feeling really rambunctious, the crown wools, we'll see. So that's it for that. Crochet. Ooh, I do have a crochet blanket that I have been working on, but I called it the accidental crochet blanket because when I was packing to move from my old house, I found this bag of acrylic yarn and I went, when did I buy this? Why did I buy this? What is it even for? And it had a crochet hook in it. And I went, I wonder if I even remember how to crochet. And then I had a blanket started. I don't know. It just kind of happened. But I haven't really worked on it in Well, since March. Well, technically April. Technically April. Yeah, because the sudden move that we did in July and packing and yeah, that was fun. Enough of that. So, I looked at all my cross stitch. Moves are kind of helpful sometimes, and they remind you of all your crafts. All of them. Even the ones you don't want to remember. Yeah. But they also remind you of the things you used to love. Oh, I used to cross stitch all the time. Did so much of it. Packed it away. Don't know why. It just, who knows? Finishing a cross stitch. Well, I mean, I finished the piece and then I fold it up and I put it in a dresser. That's where they go. I have, 3 things maybe framed? That's it. Yeah, it's... Anyhow, who cares where it ends up? I'm enjoying knitting. Not knitting. Been knitting for so long, I'm calling my stitching knitting. I don't care. I don't care where it ends up. I mean, I have really lovely pieces. I would love to have them on my walls or finished or something. It'd be great. But I'm not good at that. Like finishing things, completely finishing things. I know cross stitchers have a term. Fully finished? Is that the term? Fully finished? Yeah, that's the thing I don't do. But I do finish things. And I do start things. That would be a binder of cross stitch that just fell over. Awesome. Because I'm using my circular knitting machine as a stand for my camera. Circular knitting machine usually holds those binders up. Oh well. Back to the cross stitch. Packing, unpacking, looking. Ooh, neat. Internet. Wow, things have changed in the last 10 years since I last really did any cross stitch. And then, Long Dog released Pandemic for free for a week. And I went, ooh, I want that. And so I downloaded it. And then I printed it. And the next thing I knew, I was in my pile of fabrics looking for one that's the right size. Oh, I definitely have fabric. So, found some. And then I started searching through all my flosses. Yes, I had floss enough to not only start, but finish Pandemic. Nah, I have not finished Pandemic. I'm just saying, I had floss enough that I did not have to buy any in order to be able to stitch the whole thing. Don't ask. So, I pulled out all my stuff. Amazing. You move into a bigger house and you have room for things like your stitching stand that you can actually just leave up and not have to put down and take up and take down and put up, and constantly doing that, which really was getting frustrating, which is part of the reason I stopped. Well, now I can just leave it up and put it in the corner of the living room and it doesn't bother anyone. It's not in the way. It's not blocking things. It's magic. So I started Pandemic. Now, mind you, this is just a start. Haven't gotten very far. But look at that. First cross stitch I have done in years. Years and years. Pandemic. I have 1 page finished of 20. But who cares? I'm having fun, and it's delightful. And I am doing this on, because I just started it, I actually do know what it's on. Yeah, that's not gonna happen for things I get back to. But this is 40 count dill, picture this plus. And it's pretty big. I got a lot. And I'm using Vicki Clayton's hand-dyed fibers in Inky Depths and Basic Black. I have 4 giant spools of the Inky Depths and a huge hank of the Basic Black. And my plan is to do all of the animals in the Basic Black. And ta-da! Exciting. Well, I'm excited. So this made me start, well, looking at cross-stitch again. Pulling out all my cross-stitch charts. Going through and going, ooh, yeah, I remember that. And oh, I always did want to do this one. And I want to finish that one. And I want to stitch on that one. And so I did. You know how I have that bag of all the national parks? There's a designer. Who was it? Country Magic Stitch? No, Country Magic Stitches. I was close. She does a whole bunch of charts that are national park-ish. Yes. Visit Mordor. Look at that. Yes, I did have to buy all of them. All of the Lord of the Rings visit charts, because I kind of like Lord of the Rings. It's a thing. It just a little bit. Don't know if you can tell. My earrings? Yeah, Riders of Rohan earrings. So, Mordor. Because it's absolutely ridiculous. Why the hell would you want to visit Mordor? No one wants to visit Mordor. I had to. I mean, literally had to. I could not do it. It's terrible. It's terrible, people. I swear. I have a problem. No, I said that thing about Lord of the Rings. How I really like Lord of the Rings. Well, there's a project I bought ages ago and started ages ago. But it's really hard to leave up in my old house. And I'm gonna need to find a way to have it up all the time in this house so I can just get some work into it on a regular basis, because it's a bab. It's really fucking big. Oh, yeah, I swear that will happen. I apologize if it offends you. If it does, this may not, if anyone's watching, like that's happening. If anyone's watching, I do swear. Not a ton, usually, but it does happen. I may not be someone you want to listen to. I mean, it's not the swearing that makes it so you don't want to listen to me. Let's be honest here. Anyhow, back to my project. My really big project. Yeah. Middle Earth map. That's 2 pages out of, I don't want to know. Out of so many. Yeah. you can just begin to see the word Arnor. Barely. So, yeah. Yeah. It's a big one. But it's the map of Middle-earth. I mean, come on. How could I not? Really? Seriously. Have you met me? I mean, no, you haven't. But if you had, you would know. This must be. Now, will it ever be finished? That... Maybe. Maybe not. Possibly. Who knows? Who cares? I'm having fun working on it, and it'll be pretty, whether it is finished or not. Whatever. I am also pulling out old projects. Now, I'm talking, I worked on these a long time ago. And this one even lives in a bag that I made for it. Well, made for stitching, not for this one in particular. But yeah, made a little bag. Oh, bats and spiders. And no, I don't have this out for Halloween in September. This is what it lives in. I like Halloween. I like spooky. I like goth. I like dark. Which, considering the amount of bright and pink sitting over here, might seem a little strange. Very strange. But, you look over here and, yeah, that's... And socks don't count. Socks should be fun colors and weird colors and toxic, scary, radium green colors. Because they're on your feet. And they're fun. Anyway. Pulling out old projects. And this is Elizabeth by Carriage Samplings. And yeah, it's just living in the little cross-stitch Q-snap thing because I'm lazy and didn't want to take it out after I already took out Pandemic and the next one I'm going to show you. So I didn't take this one out either. Or because of that, I didn't take this one out. Whatever. I am stitching this on 40 count something. I know it's 40 count. Linen. In a color by some dyer. Yeah. This has been on the go for a while, and I have no clue what the fabric is. That's true of most of my older projects. In fact, I didn't write that down. I didn't put it anywhere. Why would I do that? Yeah, now I want to know. That was why I should have done it, but I didn't. So, 40 count something. And it is knit in Vicki Clinton's hand-dyed fibers, a conversion I did from the DMCs. And I'm kind of enjoying the little tree. This is Elizabeth. Did I say Elizabeth from Carriage Samplings? Well, if I didn't, this is Elizabeth, the one with the crazy hair. Love her. Adorable. I'm doing all 4 of the girls. I have 2 of them finished and have had them finished for a decade. And then I have her. And then I have, I think, the one with the cat left. I was trying to leave my favorite for last, my favorite 2 for last, in the hopes that it would encourage me to work on them. And it did to this one. And then I put all my stitching away and so it lived. So that is getting occasional work on it. just like pandemic and Mordor. But since the 6th, I have been knitting. There I go again. Been knitting for too long. Everything's knitting now. I've been stitching on one project more often than not. I'm either stitching on it or I am working on some knitting. I bought Coming to America by with the thread and needle. With thy thread and needle, I guess. Now, I have more cross stitch than I could possibly even know what to do with. Why? Why did I buy more? I did. I mean, pandemic doesn't count. I didn't buy pandemic because I got it during the freebie week. And the visit all of Middle Earth places doesn't count because it's Lord of the Rings. And this doesn't count because it's the 400th anniversary. And I mean, come on, you gotta stitch it during the 400th anniversary. And the other stuff I've bought that is coming, yeah. I really should just stick to one type of crafting. I didn't. I don't. I haven't. So, yes, Coming to America with Thy Needle and Thread. Started it on the 6th. This is what, day 11? To be honest, I'm conflicted with this project. There is a part of me that is in love with the fact that it is celebrating the women that came over on the Mayflower. Yay, women. All the names of the women on the Mayflower. Awesome. Or at least the women who made it here that were adults. Cool. Minor issues that some of them are known by Mrs. So-and-so. But also, well, honestly, I'll try not to swear too much. They fucked up a lot of shit. Come on. The Pilgrims? They started the migration over here. All sorts of bullshit has happened since. So I kind of have a hard time honoring that part. Even if they are the reason I'm here. Anyhow. At least they're honoring women. That's a step in the right direction. And it is pretty. And I enjoy it. And it's lovely. And this is where I am. I kept wondering, though, if these were doves or seagulls. Because if they're supposed to be seagulls, they got the wrong coloring. They do. There should be some gray going on. So I've decided these are doves. And that we are focusing on the positive and good portions of colonization. Yeah. The positives of colonization. Like I said, I'm trying here. I'm trying. Because it's pretty, and I really like focusing on the women, and that's wonderful. So, enough of that. Again, doves. For me, they are doves. And Cape Cod. And dead fishies. I love the dead fishies on the signs. Because there's one here on Cape Cod, and then at the bottom, there is one for Plymouth, and they have dead fish on them. I love that. I do wonder about this dude here, though. Like, dude, you're standing outside the boat. That flag ain't gonna get you very far if you stand outside the boat. Join your buddies over here. They're smarter. than you, standing outside the boat. However, otherwise we wouldn't have been able to see his cute little pants. So, I plan to have this finished within the 66 days because I like history. I like that idea that you started on the day they left, finish it before they got across. It took them 66 days. I like all that. That's fun. And I am doing this with all of the called for threads on a 36 count fabric. And no, I don't know what the fabric is. When I bought it, it just said 36 count. It didn't have a name. It didn't have a dyer. Just 36 count. And that is what I will be working on tonight. Today, after I figure out how to do this, how to then clean up after this, and then how to edit this. Edit. I'm told by my son that I should be able to do it. It's okay. It's not hard. We'll see. Really, we'll see. Wish me luck. So, that is everything I have to show you today. I hope this wasn't too horrifying or painful for people watching, if anyone is. And if you are, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm enjoying talking to my camera. It doesn't meow back at me, which is much better than what I've been doing. I probably could program it to meow at me, though. Nah. If I wanted it to meow at me, I'd just talk to the cats again. So, I need to stop saying that. That's annoying. We'll see. We'll see. I enjoyed doing this. I enjoyed showing things off. I enjoyed being able to talk about my crafting and not have anyone roll their eyes or get bored. At least not where I can see. So if you're rolling your eyes right now, I can't see it. I don't care. Right. I do plan on doing this every 2 weeks. I have a whole plan in my head. I do plan, like I said, plan on doing this every 2 weeks. And if people would rather the knitting and the cross stitch weren't mixed up, maybe I will do knitting 1 week and cross stitch 1 week, and then knitting 1 week and then cross stitch 1 week. But I kind of only want to film once a month, not once a month, once every 2 weeks. That just seems easier. I only have to clean up once. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying this out. I'm finding it very interesting. It is something that I've thought of doing off and on, but wasn't too sure about because there's a million out there. I mean, there's so many out there. Did I really need to add my voice to all of that? No, I really didn't. But I wanted to anyway. So, here's my voice. Here's my new channel. Sticks, strings, and other things. Because guess what? It's all done with sticks and strings, just of different sizes. And it's all done with string of all different sizes. And the other things, well, that's just me babbling. I guess you have to deal with that if you want to look at the pretty stuff. Look at the pretty. Look at all this. Oh yeah. And then I got some stuff down there. Oh If you're wondering about this, we will not talk about that. Maybe eventually. I don't need another craft. I don't need to pull out another craft. No. Doesn't happen. Doesn't exist. See? Doesn't exist. It's gone. And that right there, that would be my second hand spun. Ever. You want to know how many I've done? A little bit of spinning. Very little. Well, I guess I should say where you can find me, because you can. You can find me in places. I am on Ravelry under the name Carriage, and on Instagram under the same Carriage. I will link them below. Does that make me a real podcaster now? Or vlogger or YouTube-y person? Because I got to do the link them below thing that you guys all do. I'll link them below. Guess I have to now figure out how to link them below. That's easy. I can do that. All right, everyone. I'm going to edit this and see what comes out the other end. May it not be what usually comes out the other end. And on that note, enjoy your day, enjoy your week, take care, wear a mask, and be safe wherever you are. There is bullshit going on all over. Fires, smoke, floods, hurricanes. And that's just the US. Take care, people. And I really hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.